Hi everyone, I'm Paul Cote, and today I'm with Captain Matt Blakelock, again, of the Conroe ISD School District. And today we're going to talk about vaping.
Paul, thank you again for having me. Really happy to be here. Vaping is something that we in the school district, as well as our community, are dealing with more and more every day. Vaping is the use of an e-cigarette to ingest a liquid that has flavoring or nicotine and is often considered by many people to be a safe alternative to smoking. And so we want to make sure that we take a little bit of time to share some information about vaping, what it is, and what to expect, and that it's not necessarily as safe as people think that it is. So e-cigarettes use a heating element and a cartridge, and the cartridge has some kind of liquid in it. That liquid contains many types of chemicals, whether it be nicotine, whether it be forms of alcohol, flavorings to make the vapor, taste a certain way. And some of those things are regulated by the FDA and considered to be safe. Some are not. People can buy the cartridges for vaping anywhere. They can buy them online. They come from overseas. There are people that make it locally in their house.
The liquid portion.
That make the liquid portion, yeah. And so whether you hear e-cig, whether you hear vape, whether you hear Juul, it's all basically the same thing. It's ingesting a liquid vapor into your body.
Basically unregulated by government, or?
So it is regulated. However, like anything else, you have people that will try to cheat the system. You've got folks that will manufacture on their own certain products, and they'll say it's one thing, but you have no way of knowing it because that is not tested or regulated by the Food and Drug Administration or anybody else. So it's a matter of what you get, where you get it, and do you trust the information?
Right.
So what we find is that there's multiple layers to it. You have the vast majority of people that will buy the nicotine cartridges, and they will use that as an alternative to smoking, and so they don't face some of the dangers that other people will when they illegally use it. However, e-cigarettes are now being tied to people ingesting certain metals, certain chemicals, microparticulates of the burning material that can go deep into the lungs. It is also being tied to an irreversible lung disease called obliterative bronchiolitis.
Captain, what are some of the other dangers associated to these vapes, basically?
So glad you asked that as well. There's some of the concerns that people would never give any thought, especially kids. You never know how the device that you're using is manufactured. You never know if they went through any specific process that's regulated. And so what has happened with many devices over the last couple of years, particularly, are that some devices will overheat. They don't regulate the heat that warms the liquid and turns it into the vape, and they can overheat. When they overheat and there's not enough liquid there, it can actually create formaldehyde, which is an extremely dangerous chemical for people to ingest. The other thing that can happen is the e-cig, the vape or the Juul, can explode. And if you go online, you can see pictures of hundreds of people where they were using the device and it exploded in their face and sometimes caused permanent damage to them and their faces just from the use of the device.
Scary stuff, isn't it?
Absolutely. These devices also will cause the person to ingest other chemicals. Some have been linked to cancer causing. And there's a lot of other dangers. There have been people that suffered from nicotine poisoning because they didn't realize that what they were getting was such a high content of nicotine. And it causes a lot of different symptoms with people. You can have cramping, you've had people that have difficulty breathing, people that go through addiction and withdrawal symptoms. There have even been cases where people have responded by going into a coma, losing consciousness, fainting, all of these other things. And all of these are directly linked to the ingesting of the vape. And so there's a lot of unknowns. We just know that it's not necessarily as safe as what people say, and that time will tell.
So I'm sure folks would like to know, what are the consequences to the students that bring these devices to school?
So that is a fantastic question. It's something that we deal with every day. Many kids don't understand that because you can buy these devices and the cartridges over the counter at convenience stores all over the place, and they're highly advertised, they don't see that it's harmful or necessarily illegal. In the state of Texas, it's unlawful for someone under the age of 18 to possess one of these devices or to use it. Right. And a lot of kids don't know that. So what we find is we'll find kids that will bring this to school and they'll want to experiment or they'll want to share with other friends, and what it leads to are school consequences at least. So having the device on school grounds, at least in Conroe ISD, right, you're not allowed to do that. And so you could be suspended from school. You certainly could have the device taken. The only time that it's lawful for someone under the age of 18 to possess one or use it is if a parent is present and they consent to it. Right. So now the other side of that, and what we have run across a lot this last school year, and we anticipate we'll see more of this year, is the illegal use of the vape. So each one of those devices, whether it be a vape, an e-cig, a Juul, whatever you want to call it, because there's a million names for them, right, if they are able to take on a cartridge of nicotine, they're also able to take on cartridge with THC oil. Now, THC oil is a liquid, concentrated form of THC that's in marijuana. The difference is someone who has the marijuana plant that they're going to smoke, typically that's going to be between 10 and 25% THC content. In THC oil, it can easily be 85% wow. THC concentration. So what kids don't know, and when they are caught with this and they find out that it is a felony offense for possession of any amount of THC oil, any amount of that oil that has that high concentration of THC, it rocks their world. They don't understand that they're being charged with a felony, and that can absolutely change their future.
You know, like felony, that means like they're going to be arrested and taken to juvie, or either to that or the local
absolutely
prison, right?
So somebody that is found to be in possession of an illegal drug is most likely going to be taken into custody. If it's a juvenile, they're taken to juvenile detention, right, and they're charged with a felony offense. They're most likely going to be suspended, if not expelled from school, and placed in an alternative placement right. for upwards of 177 days. Wow. Which is basically a school year. If they're an adult, it's going to be the same consequence if it's an illegal possession. So they could be arrested, taken to regular jail, where you find every type of criminal there is.
Right. So it's be highly recommended not to touch this stuff, and definitely don't bring it to school, obviously.
Absolutely. With all of the dangers that we're learning about as far as the use of it, as well as the criminal implications yeah. and the other trouble that it can cause you, it's just not worth it. Right. We want to encourage kids to stay away from it altogether.
So even if they're not at school and they get picked up with this stuff on the street, the consequences are the same for them.
Absolutely. So if a kid's out in the neighborhood and he's using this and he's caught, he's probably going to face criminal sanctions. Right. Maybe not school discipline. However, and what parents and kids need to be aware of right. is if their child is charged with a felony out in a neighborhood, even though it wasn't pertaining directly to school, if it's a felony offense, right. they could still face school discipline as well.
Sure. So it'd be a good time now to let the parents out there know that, you know, you need to be aware of these things, and you need to be talking to your kids about it, and they need to understand what the ramifications can be from using these devices. Basically any device using it, and then especially if they want to add the little recreational stuff to it, definitely do not want to do that, because the consequences are devastating to their futures. I want to thank you again for meeting with us and talking to us about kids' safety. I mean, and their futures, really. So Captain Blakelock, thank you so much for what you do for our children, and all your officers do, and Conroe Independent School District for allowing you the opportunity to talk about these things and make things safer for our children in schools. And it's so important, and I really appreciate what you do, and I hope that we can help you in assisting these children and parents to protect them down the road.
Absolutely happy to be here. Glad to be doing it.
Thank you so much.
love it.
That's my little warm-up exercise.
I'm happy to do that every single time.